Yo, welcome to another episode of Two Man Them Talk Random Recommendations. I'll be your boy Kwame.
I'm your boy Enigma, and this is a different show, when we just pick a film from today, yesteryear, 20 years, 5 years, 1 year, 2 months, wherever. We just get some random films you might know, you might not know of, some you may definitely have heard of, but
Oh yeah,
we're recommending them, and they're just random, and it's just our random thoughts of what we think, why you should check out these movies, man. So this one, dope episode. Two classics, definitely two classics without a fucking doubt. You grew up on it. You grew up on it, nigga. As Robin Harris said in House Party. Bruv, do you want to start?
Yeah, man. Let me jump in with the
You should have two glass bottles with you.
Yeah, I
Clinking
should.
two glass bottles.
I had them right now. Warriors, come out to play. Bruv, the way this nigga was, bruv, the veins was popping out of man's neck, bruv. He wanted to, the way he wanted beef with the Warriors, bruv. I don't understand. Yeah. I'm talking about the Warriors, the ultimate classic 1979 action crime thriller, one of my all-time favorite movies ever. And I really hope and pray that they never remake this movie, because it's going to piss me off the same way they remade Superfly is the same way they're going to remake Warriors is going to piss me off. Now, in saying that, the remake of Superfly wasn't a terrible movie. It just shouldn't have been Superfly.
Should have been Superfly. Yeah,
they should have just modernized it and just called it something else. I don't know.
Just call it
Superfly. Why you got connected
Pimp
to a
nigga?
classic?
Like, just call it Pimp nigga.
I don't know what I'm saying? Yeah, no, for real though. Do you know what I mean? Because it just kind of spoils the legacy when they do shit like that. Yeah. And I feel like if they try and remake Warriors, they're going to spoil the legacy of Warriors. Because Warriors, they'll just do something that will spoil its legacy. I know they will, because the lineup, and you can't make movies like Walter Hill. There is no directors like Walter Hill even around anymore. And I mean that, because people say, oh, yes, there are. There's this. Where was his last movie? Where was that nigga's last movie? Nobody ain't making movies that have the texture and feel of what Walter Hill used to make back in the 70s, 80s, and early 90s as well. Walter Hill, one of my personal favorite directors. Like, if a Walter Hill film is on, I'm watching it. Walter Hill is a legend that made 48 Hours, another 48 Hours, The Warriors. Yeah. I mean, Walter Hill has got a laundry list of classics, I'm not going to lie. But it's the texture of the film that he used. I don't know, it's just like when you watch a Walter Hill film, you just feel like you're watching a classic. You know what I mean? It's just a classic. And Warriors, to me, outside of 48 Hours, might be his best movie. And
I'm
when
down with that. That's a hard choice. That's a hard choice. I'm not even sure.
Exactly. And the only, if I'm totally honest, the only reason why I'll even say, no, I can't say that. I was going to say it's because of Eddie, but it's not true. I love 48 Hours. I watch 48 Hours a lot. I love the texture. I love the music. I love the score. I love everything about it. But then he made Warriors before 48 Hours.
48 Hours.
You know what I'm saying? And it's like, I don't know, man. There's something about Warriors that gets me. I love the fact that so much of Warriors was real. Like, a lot of people don't know this. If you ever get the opportunity to like watch like some behind the scenes and how they made the Warriors, those niggas was real gang members.
The scale that shit was crazy, bruv. The scale of that movie is just ridiculous.
Crazy. And people take that shit lightly. Don't take it like that shit. They had to do that shit for real. Like, that shit was really shot in New York. It was really shot around. You have to think, this is still the 70s. So hip hop is still a baby.
In its infancy. Yeah.
Yeah. So you got to understand, this is the period of time when it's literally still gangs. Like, you know, the Skulls and the, all those real gangs are based on real gangs. There's a documentary. Oh, shit. Rubble Kings. Please go, if you ever get a chance, watch Rubble Kings. One of the best hip hop documentaries ever. And it's basically about the history of the gangs in New York City, stretching from the Bronx to Manhattan to Brooklyn to Queens to all of them. And it basically gives you the basis of basically what Warriors is actually based on. It's based off that documentary. Go watch it. It's crazy. The fact that they're talking about how when all the gangs came together, that shit really happened.
That's mad.
It was different. The setting was different because they came together after they killed one of the main gang members who was like a peacekeeper. He got stabbed, he got murdered, and then all of the gangs went crazy after he got murdered.
Okay.
I forgot his name. Was it Black Sam? It was called Black Benji. Black Benji.
Okay.
Yeah, go research Black Benji. You know what I'm talking about. Like, he was part of the Savage. Was he Savage Skulls? I think he was Savage Skulls. That was the name of the gang. Or there was another gang. I can't remember. But these guys were like one of the biggest gangs, and then another big gang, which is, I think, is Savage Skulls. That what's the black gang in Warriors Wood again? The Riffs.
Okay, yeah.
Gramercy Riffs. Sorry, you have to remember the name because they're the friggin' main gang.
Okay.
You know what I mean? The Riffs are based off one of the main gangs from back in the day. So that's what I'm saying. It's all based on real shit. Even when man had to do the speech, that shit was real, bruv.
Yeah.
Like, that shit was real. Like, when you hear about how, like, the police had to be there, that, like, they didn't want them to do it. Like, they had to shoot the whole film at night for real. Like, on the streets of New York. They went through a lot of shit to make that movie. Robin Hill, Walter Hill is a legend for what he went through to make that movie. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, I just rate what he did. But anyway, yeah, I'm going to leave it at that. I just think this movie, the fact that even Warriors come out to play David Patrick Kelly, that was improvised, bro.
That's mad.
That was improvised. Look how legendary that shit is.
That's legendary. Do you
know what I mean? And then let's talk about you dig it?
Can you dig it? Can you dig it?
Is literally in the pantheon of greatest scenes in cinematic history.
My random recommendation is gonna be Above the Rim. Look, bruv, like previously, Birdie, look, that's Mr. Tupac, Dwayne Martin, Leon, Marlon Wayans, Wood Harris.
Classic.
Look,
Wood
not
Harris,
gonna lie,
bruv.
literally,
I'm a soldier. Bad.
Above the Rim is one of them movies I put on every single year. Have to watch it at least once a year. The feel, you said earlier in the review, the feel and the texture, that 90s again. I said it on the New Jersey Drive review, I'm going to say it again. That slice of 1994 hip hop. There you go. Just take it all in. In. The basketball, especially like in the UK, basketball was popping around 94. That's when it was really starting. We was having the basketball tournaments. We had the Adidas 3-on-3, 3-on-3 ball tournaments. Yeah,
Midnight Madness.
Seriously, shit was starting to pop off. So for that movie to come out when the UK was having a basketball renaissance, obviously basketball in America has obviously been amazing, but MJ was winning titles during that time. You kind of got to say, like, it was all of these times, like, and then to have a slice of, it's almost part of the Harlem trilogy, because it's Barry Michael Cooper, he wrote New Jack City, he wrote Sugar Hill, and they kind of say this is the spiritual ending of the Harlem trilogy with Above the Rim, and they freaking smacks it. Bernie Mac up in there. Sorry, how can we forget Bernie up in there as well? The legend that is Bernie. The legend that is Tupac. How you can have Tupac and Bernie in one movie, bruv? Seriously, that's already some legendary shit. Speaking of legendary, if you can even get a hold of it now, I hope you can. The Above the Rim soundtrack. Fuck off. Straight West Side, nigga. West Side, Compton.
Are you mad? Serious. Because, bruv, now, do you know what's crazy? Okay, two things. Interesting. The only other soundtrack, because remember we talked about New Jersey Drive.
New Jersey Drive soundtrack, 100%.
This might be the only soundtrack from that era that's better than it.
Has to be.
Because the Above the Rim soundtrack, we didn't even look at it as a soundtrack back in the day. It was an album.
A straight album.
It was an album. Yeah. And do you know what's weird about it? Let me tell you something that's weird about it. You see how you just said West Side? Death Row did the Above the Rim soundtrack, bruv. The movie's set in fucking Harlem, bruv.
Doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter. Do you realise that we didn't even flinch? Because their sound is different.
Yeah, the sound is completely different. However,
pour out a little liquor.
Clock worked.
Regulators.
Oh,
one of the most classic hip hop tunes of all time.
People forget that they came from this.
It came from this.
Serious. it's too much. I mean,
it's actually too much. It's actually too
again, I think this is one of my personal favorite Tupac performances as well, because it's like it was the unhinged Tupac. Birdie was what you thought Tupac was in real life, basically.
Facts.
And because if you was a fan of Pac, which most people were back then, it was just dope to see man on screen. Dwayne Martin
He played the role too well.
Played the role too well. Dwayne Martin, I was a big Out All Night fan. So to see Dwayne Martin do his thing, Out All Night. If people don't know, Patti LaBelle, Vivica Fox, Out All Night.
Morris Chestnut, bruv. Don't forget.
Morris Chestnut, sorry, let me not forget Morris
Chestnut was in it as well.
Everyone was in it.
It was the ultimate, like, black show for, do you remember all the live performances? That was why you watched it.
And all that.
Who was going to be on it live.
Who was going to be performing. Keith Sweat, all of them. Man. Seriously. So yeah, we're a big fan of Dwayne Martin. Obviously, the Wayans had always done their thing. And this is a movie, bruv. It's got the basketball. It's got the gangster drug dealing side of it. It's got the broken relationship with him and Leon, his brother. It's got the death of the guy at the beginning, touching the basketball and the backboard, and then Leon having to come back and ball out and play out. Like, bruv,
mad.
Bruv, it's again, like you with Warriors, I could talk about Above the Rim all day. I just got to say, look, it's one of them dope 90s movies, 90s hip hop movies from the golden era.
Recognize, motherfucker. Mad.
Crazy.
Mad.
Don't mess with Birdie, bruv. But look, we definitely highly recommend Above the Rim. If you've watched it before, go and watch it again if you ain't watched it in a long time. If you've never watched it before, please try and find it, draw for it. I'm telling you, you'll enjoy the ride, man. Above the Rim, defo. Yeah, people, those are our recommendations, man.
Please, Warriors, Above the Rim or Warriors.
Come out to play. Above the Rim. Regulators out this motherfucker, man. Seriously.
Regulators, bro.
Don't mess about, man. And
Regulator. Any stealing of his property. Damn, minute too. Regulators. Everybody knows that shit.
Mount up.
What? It was a clear black night. Are you not? Nah. That nigga made a classic. Do you know what's so crazy about that? Do you know when you know certain things are classics? When it was a classic in its time.
Yes.
Regulators was a classic then.
Regulators was a classic 6 months after its release.
6 months.
Seriously.
Everybody knew the words, bruv.
Everyone knew it. Everyone knew it. Thank you guys as always for watching, man. If you could drop a like or you could drop a subscribe. If you agree or disagree, if you're a fan of either of those films, please let us know, man. Drop a comment, man. It would be much appreciated to hear from you, man. And as always, I've been your boy Enigma.
And I've been your boy Kwame. We've been the two men that talk movies. We out. Peace.